Can you learn a language in a week? That's what I challenged myself to do, and the results were insane. But first, let me explain. I've always loved languages. Learning them has been a hobby of mine for years. So when I decided to go all in and learn English as fast as possible, I knew that it was going to take a Herculean effort. I had to disconnect from everything familiar to me in order to concentrate solely on learning English. This meant no more watching TV shows in my native language, no more talking to friends or family, and no more using Google Translate. Instead, I spent the entire week listening to English podcasts, watching English videos, reading English books, and talking to people in English. And guess what? It worked. By the end of the week, I was shocked by how much progress I had made. The best part about it was that it wasn't just a temporary feeling. I could actually see and feel the progress I was making every single day. In this video, I'm going to share with you exactly how I did it and what you can do to learn a language really quickly as well. During the first few days of the experiment, I felt very uncomfortable. I couldn't watch a movie or TV show in English without constantly having to translate in my head. Talking to other people was also extremely difficult. Even simple conversations would leave me feeling drained and exhausted because I had to think so hard about what to say next. But despite all these difficulties, I still felt a sense of excitement and anticipation. I knew that this was going to be a challenge, but I was determined to see it through to the end. But then something amazing happened. After a few days, I started to break through the language barrier. I began to understand more and more of what I was hearing, and my internal monologue started to sound more like English than my native language. I could think of new words and phrases that I had never used before, and I felt like I was finally starting to become fluent. By the time I reached the 5th day of the experiment, I was already able to understand and use most of the English phrases and expressions that I needed to communicate effectively. I could listen to a podcast or watch a YouTube video without having to translate everything in my head. And I could talk to other people without feeling exhausted or drained afterwards. Of course, I was still far from perfect. There were still some things that I didn't understand and some phrases that I couldn't use correctly. But overall, I was making so much progress every single day, and I was starting to feel really confident about my abilities. As the week went on, I continued to improve rapidly. By the 7th day, I was completely fluent in English. I could understand everything that I heard. I could use any phrase or expression that I wanted to, and I could talk to anyone without feeling nervous or anxious. It was amazing. So what did I do exactly? To achieve this level of fluency in just 1 week, I basically did 3 things. First, I only consumed content in English, whether it was movies, TV shows, podcasts, or books. I made sure that everything I consumed was in English. This helped me to immerse myself in the language and get used to the way it sounds. Secondly, I forced myself to speak English as much as possible. Even if I didn't have anyone to speak with, I would talk out loud to myself. I would repeat phrases and sentences until I could say them fluently. Finally, I used active learning strategies such as shadowing, role-playing common scenarios, and focusing on acquiring specific vocabulary based on my immediate needs or interests. These strategies helped me to focus my learning and make sure that I was actually improving. So there you have it. In just 7 days, I went from feeling uncomfortable and out of my element to being completely fluent in English. If I can do it, trust me, you can too. All it takes is a little bit of effort and a lot of determination. Now it's your turn to take the plunge and see how much progress you can make in just 1 week. You might be surprised at how much you can achieve. What are your biggest English learning challenges right now? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more language learning tips and challenges. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.